All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we're going on a deep dive. That's, well, it's going to take you for a ride.
A wild one.
Yeah, a wild one for sure. Think about it. You're at an amusement park, sun's shining, you can smell the popcorn and the hot dogs in the air.
The excitement.
Exactly. It's buzzing. You're standing in line for a roller coaster.
Heart's probably pounding already.
Oh, absolutely. Anticipation is building, and you finally get to the front of the line. You strap yourself in that click of the lap bar.
That familiar feeling.
You know, you're about to experience that rush of adrenaline that only a roller coaster can give you. But imagine just as this ride starts to pull away, you realize something's terribly wrong.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this isn't some fun little plot twist in a movie. This is real life. And it happened to a man at Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey.
I read about that in a news report from WSB-TV Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the one. And what happened to this guy? It's the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a roller coaster malfunction that forced him to make a split-second decision that could have meant the difference between life and death.
A life or death decision on a roller coaster. I can't even imagine.
It's pretty intense stuff, and that's exactly what we're going to be unpacking today. So what happened what led to this terrifying situation? And what does it tell us about the safety of these massive machines that we trust with our lives?
Well, to kick things off, the article describes this man riding the Galaxy roller coaster, which, as you know, is not exactly a gentle ride.
Oh, yeah. The Galaxy is known for being pretty intense, right?
Definitely. It's got those huge drops, the crazy inversions, speeds up to 55 miles per hour, and it climbs over 100 feet in the air. I mean, this thing is a beast.
So not exactly the kind of ride you want to be on when things start going.
Not at all. So this man he's strapped in the ride takes off, and shortly after he realizes his lap bar is completely unlocked.
Unlocked, like completely undone.
I mean, imagine that feeling, the wind whipping past you, climbing higher and higher, and knowing that the only thing supposedly holding you in is just dangling there useless.
Oh, man. My palms are sweating just thinking about it. So what did he do?
He had to think fast, and he made a choice that honestly probably saved his life. He jumped.
Jumped while the roller coaster was moving.
And while it was moving, he managed to time it just right to jump onto a platform below. Of course, he still sustained injuries. It's a long way down. But it could have been so much worse if he stayed on that ride.
No kidding. I mean, talk about quick thinking and bravery in the face of danger. He was literally staring death in the face.
It's a testament to that human survival instinct.
Yeah.
You know, when faced with a life or death situation like that, adrenaline pumps in your senses sharpen, and you're capable of incredible things.
I guess that's what they call fight or flight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your body kicks into overdrive, giving you that extra boost you need to either confront the danger or get the heck out of there.
And in this case, thank goodness he chose flight. But it really makes you wonder what causes something like this to happen in the first place. I mean, those lap bars, they seem so simple, right?
They do seem simple, don't they? You pull it down, it clicks into place, and you assume it's locked in, good to go. But the truth is the locking mechanisms behind those lap bars are actually pretty complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've got redundant systems, hydraulics, fail-safes, all designed to make sure that bar doesn't budge once it's locked.
Right.
But with all that complexity, there's also more that can go wrong.
So what could have caused this particular lap bar to malfunction?
Well, the investigation is probably still ongoing, but based on past incidents and what we know about these systems, there are a few possibilities that come to mind.
Like what?
Well, for one, there's metal fatigue. You know, these rides are subjected to incredible stress repeatedly, day after day, year after year. So over time, even the strongest metal components can weaken and eventually fail.
Well, that makes sense. So like an old paper clip that breaks after you bend it back and forth too many times.
Exactly. And then you've got hydraulics, which play a crucial role in ensuring that lap bar is locked with enough force. Now, if there's a problem with the hydraulic pressure, maybe a leak or a malfunctioning pump that could compromise the locking mechanism.
So even if the metal parts are fine, if the hydraulics aren't working properly, that bar might not be secure.
Precisely. And then, of course, there's always the human element to consider. Was the lap bar properly secured in the first place? Did the ride operator follow all the correct safety procedures? Did they double-check everything before the ride started?
It's kind of scary to think that even a small oversight or mistake could have such serious consequences.
It is a bit unsettling, isn't it? And it highlights the importance of vigilance and attention to detail in an industry where safety is absolutely paramount.
Absolutely. I mean, we trust these parks to keep us safe when we're on these rides, but this incident, it makes you think twice, doesn't it? Like,
Right.
How many times have we just gotten on a roller coaster without even giving a second thought to the safety mechanisms?
You just assume everything's been checked and double-checked.
Exactly. But this story, it's a wake-up call.
Hmm.
And you know what? It reminded me of another incident a while back. think it was in 1984 in Canada.
Oh, are you talking about the Mindbender accident in Edmonton?
Yes, that's the one. A truly horrifying incident where a similar lap bar failure led to multiple fatalities.
And if I remember correctly, that particular accident was attributed to a combination of a design flaw in the lap bar and a lack of proper maintenance.
Exactly. It was a
Yeah.
major tragedy, and it sparked a huge overhaul of safety regulations for roller coasters in Canada.
Yeah, they completely revamped their inspection processes, introduced stricter standards for ride design and maintenance. It was a real turning point for the industry.
So it makes you wonder, could this incident in New Jersey lead to similar changes in the U.S.?
It's certainly a possibility. I mean, incidents like this, even though they're rare, they have a way of shucking things up. They force us to reevaluate our safety protocols, to scrutinize regulations, and to consider what could be done better.
So it's not just about this one man and this one roller coaster.
Not at all. It's about the entire amusement park industry and the responsibility they have to ensure the safety of their guests.
Right. And it raises some pretty important questions for all of us who love these thrill rides. I
Mhm.
mean, does knowing that something like this could happen, even with all the safety measures in place, does it change how you feel about roller coasters?
That's a really good question, and I think it's something we all need to consider on a personal level. That's our own risk tolerance. How much trust are we willing to place in these machines and the people who operate them?
It definitely makes you pause and think.
It does. And maybe it even encourages us to be a bit more proactive about our own safety. Maybe next time you're at an amusement park and you're about to board that roller coaster, take a moment to really look at that lap bar, give it a tug, make sure it feels secure.
Good advice. It never hurts to be extra cautious.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, our safety is our own responsibility.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So here we are, folks. A man's near-death experience, a malfunctioning lap bar, echoes of past tragedies, and a whole lot of questions about the future of amusement park safety. It's a lot to process.
It is, and it really highlights the complex relationship we have with these thrill rides. On the one hand, we crave that adrenaline rush, that feeling of being pushed to our limits.
But on the other hand, we have to acknowledge that there are risks involved.
Exactly. And maybe the key takeaway here is that while we can't eliminate risk entirely, we can certainly take steps to mitigate it.
By being informed, by being aware, and by taking responsibility for our own safety.
And perhaps by asking ourselves that tough question before we strap in for the ride, is the thrill really worth the risk?
So the next time you're standing in line for that roller coaster, remember this story. Remember the man who had to jump for his life. Remember the importance of safety regulations and inspections. And maybe, just maybe, take a moment to appreciate the incredible engineering and human ingenuity that goes into creating these amazing machines.
Because when everything works as it should, roller coasters can be a truly exhilarating experience.
But when things go wrong, it's a stark reminder that safety should always come first. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder that question. Is the thrill worth the risk? Think about it, folks, and until next time, stay safe out there.
And keep those lap bars locked.
You got it.